Hi there and welcome to Vote Vero 2010. I'm your host Debbie Carson, online editor for VeroNews.com. Here with me today is Vero Beach City Council candidate Ken Daige, who is a candidate for one of the two-year term seats. Thank you very much, Mr. Daige, for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me, Debbie.
We've got a few questions prepared for you, and the first one has to do with the tax abatement referendum.
Okay.
Vero Beach voters will be going to the polls and will be asked to decide whether or not they want the city to allow new businesses or expanding businesses that are bringing new jobs in to get tax incentives. We were wondering what your thoughts are on that proposed ballot referendum.
I voted in favor of putting that tax abatement onto the ballot, and what we're waiting to see is if the voters will vote for it. Then if it comes back with a thumbs up, we will tailor the tax abatement for our businesses. We didn't want to lock anything in on the ballot like the county did. We wanted to be flexible. We wanted to find out if the voters will accept that or not. So I'm hoping that people will vote in favor of it.
Okay. The second question we have has to do with the electric utility. The city for years has been transferring money out of the electric fund into the general fund, and they've been doing this now for several years. If elected back to the council, is this a practice that you would support, or is it something that you feel needs to be addressed?
This is what I'm hoping to rolling this forward into the future. In the event that I get put back on city council, the business model that we're operating under now with the utilities funds needs to be redone. We have to redo it moving forward. As far as the transfer to the general fund, that's something we have to look at. There's a percentage that they've been doing with the electric fund for as long as I can remember. So again, going forward, the business plan has to be changed, because the way we're operating now, we can no longer operate this way. People are asking for relief on their electric bill. You know, right now, I did vote in favor of having FPL look at either buying part of our system or all of our system, but while that process is taking place, and FPL has told us on a number of occasions it's a very complicated, complex problem. But going again forward, people need relief now. What is Vero Beach City going to do to lower that bill? And one of the things that I know that can be done is the business model has to be changed. There are ways that we still can save to reduce people's bill, reduce the transfer to the general fund. Because once you stop transferring monies to the general fund and you change your percentage, it could be dropped down. Where is the money going to come from to do the services that our city demands? And there is a high demand here for particular services within the city limits.
Fair enough. And
okay.
As you know, the Vero Beach electric utility does tend to garner a good amount of public discussion and debate.
Yes, it does.
What other issues do you feel are important to the citizens of Vero Beach, and how would you address those?
Another big issue that needs to be addressed in the future is a lot of our folks that we service with the water and sewer issue. There's been a lot of talk here in the recent past and the far past about doing consolidation with the county. But with consolidation comes a cost. And with a lot of folks that we serve on the system, and by the way, I pay electric, water, and sewer. When you do consolidation with your water and sewer, where it's going to happen first is on the sewer side of the house. So when you do consolidation, it costs money. And things that cost money, we, the ratepayers, will pay. The folks that are on the freshwater side don't have to pay. And by the way, the majority of candidates that are running now that are talking about doing the consolidation without water and sewer, they're not even on sewer. So they're not going to have to pay those additional fees, which does happen. It always goes back to the consumer. They're the ones that are going to have to pay. And when you get into the process of consolidating, shutting a plant down, it's in the millions of dollars. It's not a simple endeavor like a lot of people are telling folks out on the block, hey, this can happen overnight. It can happen. It takes future planning. And what we need to do, and one of the things I would like to start doing in the event that I get put back on council, is open up the dialogue and say, okay, how many years would it take us to actually shut down the plant? What will it look like if we do consolidation? How much is it going to cost us? Is it doable? And you can't undo what's been going on in the past. If someone would have talked about this maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we could have been in the process now of shutting that situation down. Now, again, the positive side of the house, when you do these water projects, there could be grants available to pay for some of this. But it takes time to do these things. But I have to have a council that is willing to say, hey, let's take a look at this, let's see if it's doable, and let's look at the bottom line. How is it going to affect the ratepayers on the system?
Great. Well, those are all the questions that we have for you today,
Okay.
Mr. Daige. So thank you again for taking the time to sit down with us and answer these questions for our viewers.
All right, thank you, Debbie.
We wish you and all other Vero Beach City Council candidates the best of luck this November.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.